Hey everybody, it's me, Stephanie Nietzsche, and today let's talk about ways not to start your book. Now, I'm not going to tell you how you should or should not start your book because you're the writer, you're the storyteller, and it's your book, right? I don't know your readers. I don't know who's going to be reading your book. I don't know what your readers want, what your readers expect. And if you right now do not have any readers because you have not written a book, maybe one of those things that are frowned upon can be your thing and something that works well for you. So let's see what we have. All right, so one of them is, and I was told this too by someone because I try to do the same thing, do not start your book with dialogue. Now, I don't know about you, but when I open a book, I'm on chapter 1, and there is a powerful piece of dialogue there. Something is being said. It can be gripping. It can really attract the reader. It can really kick off the story. Now, I've seen books. I just looked at my bookshelves just to double check that I'm not mistaken, because I know I've read books that start with dialogue. They do. Sometimes movies start with dialogue and there's like nothing on the screen. It's just like black. But sometimes that, it's gripping and it grabs you. So I have books that start with dialogue that have been traditionally published. I was told not to start my book with one of my books with dialogue, although I wanted to. I took the advice. I didn't. Not the worst thing in the world, but not a rule that I am going to follow because, right? What is the number one rule? There are no rules, especially nowadays. If you're an indie author, you can basically do whatever you want. All right. Your main character waking up. Do not have your main character waking up. Why not? Your main character could wake up and hear something in the middle of the night. Maybe someone's in their home or in their apartment, or they could wake up to sirens going off, waking up to someone dead next to them in the bed. I mean, there are so many great ways to start a story with your character just waking up. Oof, I don't get it. All right, whatever. It's a dream. Do not start your book off with it's a dream. I don't see why not, because something could be so sensational, so crazy, so just out of the ordinary that it makes sense that it's just a dream. Or especially if your main character is, plagued by nightmares, or some type, the storyline is your character is trapped between, his conscious world and their dreaming world. I don't see anything wrong with it. Also, I much rather read a story that starts off as a dream than to read the entire book and find out at the end that the whole thing was a dream. Yeah, not a fan of that. I know a lot of people complained about that with a very popular TV series a long time ago. All right, flashbacks. Do not start your story with flashbacks. Again, why not? Sometimes the flashback can explain a lot to describe who your character is in the beginning of the story without telling too much, because you're showing it in a flashback, an incident, an event, an occurrence, something that happened, and your character is having a flashback. Why not? Okay. Now, let's end it with, I don't know, can you guess it? Should I let you try to guess it? All right, well, I can't hear you even if you do guess it, so I'm just going to say it and give you a couple seconds to try to guess it. Do not start your story with the weather. And again, I'm going to say, why the hell not? Now, if your protagonist is trapped in a snowstorm or out in a torrential, a rainstorm, and there's thunder and there's lightning, or a beautiful summer day at the beach, that can really set the tone and get the reader ready for what they are about to experience. Should they be, excited? Is there a lot of drama going on because the weather's so crazy? Is the story about weather control? And then you can go back to the show Don't Tell. Is the weather giving you an idea of your protagonist's personality? I mean, All of these work. So I don't understand why others, whether it's, I mean, I don't think readers ever say that unless it's, maybe humdrum or, nothing different, nothing out of the ordinary. If it's not going to mean something along the line, then I could see a reader or someone else saying, do not start your story like that. But if it's so fabulous or it's holds the key to so much in the story, there is absolutely nothing wrong with starting your story like that. And you know how I know that? Because like I said, I just checked my shelves and I found plenty of stories that start with all the things that I mentioned. The first one I picked up was dialogue. And from a very famous author, they make movies from his books. And I picked up one. I have, I don't know, maybe 12 out of his 20 something books. And the first one I picked up on my shelf, it started with dialogue.